On this episode of wari-Q, we answer a very important question: how to focus in life. So this is a frequently asked question. The number of people who write in saying, I'm easily distracted. I can somehow never seem to focus. I sit down to do something really important and the next thing I know, I'm daydreaming, I'm wondering, I'm checking my phone, I'm checking out Netflix, whatever the case may be. I need a solution. And I thought, why don't I share something that I do in my personal life, because that could really help everyone else who's trying to focus. I'm not here to suggest that I am the most focused individual that I know of, but I do know that once it comes to it, I can be super focused, very, very laser focused on what needs to be done, and then I just get into the groove. And I have a 3-step process to get into this focus groove, this focus mindset. But before that, if you like my channel, please subscribe right now, because that really helps. Okay, so number 1, and this stems from the fact that motivation is garbage. Motivation is garbage. Motivation is a really, really, really bad friend. When you need motivation, it's nowhere to be found. It's literally lost. You can't somehow find it. But when you don't need motivation, it's always available. It's like, you didn't need motivation to sleep for 15 minutes extra, did you? You didn't need motivation to eat that extra slice of pizza, did you? You didn't need motivation to drink that extra beer pint, did you? No, right? So somehow, to do all the shitty things in life, well, not shitty, but you get the point, you don't need motivation. But when you need motivation to do the important things in life, it's nowhere to be found. And that's simply because motivation is you fighting your natural inertia. It's really hard. It's really hard. So I am amazed, and at least this is what I personally don't do. I'm amazed at how many people think that their motivation is going to get them to focus. No, it doesn't happen like that. When I need to focus, I know that I have to remove every possible distraction around me that will fetch my attention or will be seeking my attention. I remove everything. It's like when I have to lose weight and I have to eliminate sugar, I'm not relying on my motivation to eliminate sugar. No, I just remove all sugar from the house. Everything. From sugar to desserts to whatever is it that sugar is in. What? I just made a very complicated statement, but you got the point. I just remove every item that has sugar in it. And that's the same thing with distraction as well. It could be my phone. It could be the television near me. It could be something else that distracts me. Any physical object, anything that begs for your attention. It could be books because that's what you're distracted by. It could be people because that's what you're distracted from. It could be anything. Remove that. So when I need to get into that mode, I put on my headphones, and these are noise cancelling headphones, and they are brilliant because they cut out a lot of the noise. If you don't have one, that's perfectly fine. Just put on any headphone, but don't play anything. That's distraction as well. Just keep them on so that you're just blocking your ear from any noise. You remove every possible physical object around you that can potentially distract you. Could be your phone, could be your pen, could be your television, could be whatever the case is. You go into that zone where you are by yourself. And that's what's needed. That is the first thing you need to do. Do not rely on motivation to be focused. Remove all distractions to be focused. Which brings me to a very important and a natural point that's usually stated, and if you haven't done that, trust me, this is going to be the best thing you do for yourself. Stop all notifications on your phone. All. I mean all. Yes, even WhatsApp. Yes, you heard me. Yes. We're not having a conversation on this. Even WhatsApp. Everything. I don't have any notification. My screen's completely clean. What happens? I then set up time when I have to do it. And that's all that there is. Here's something that you think will happen. Oh, because there are no notifications, I may end up looking or tapping at them even more. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. If you see an unread 1, 2, 3, 4, you will absolutely go towards that. So what tends to happen is you look at your phone to see if there are any notifications, and if there are any, you instantly get that dopamine shot because you're like, I don't know what the notification is about. Is it someone who's DM'd me? Is it someone who's written something sweet? Is it a reply to an email that I'd sent? Oh, that's awesome. Let's check it out. It's like a variable reward. We don't know what the reward is, so it excites us. It gives us that dopamine shot that gets generated in our body, and that's what just attracts us to the phone like a complete magnet. You stop the notifications and you don't know what it is. You just don't know what's happening. And even if you were to check your phone then regularly, trust me on this, it's scientifically proven. It's not just some wari-Q wisdom coming through. You will not look at your phone or open your apps as much. Number 2, it is invariable that your mind will drift. It's just human. So the second thing is, don't blame yourself if your mind is wandering. Don't blame yourself if your mind just easily distracts and goes into some daydreaming mode or some thinking mode, and you start making a to-do list of the things you have to do because you just want to deviate from what is it that you're going through right now. Don't blame yourself. It's natural. So here's what I do. When my mind starts wandering, when I start feeling, oh, I had to do this as well. Oh shit, I have to do that as well. And then I suddenly have that urge to go towards that and stop what I'm doing. One, hopefully because I've removed the distractions, I don't have anything to go to. But 2, it may still happen, in which case I let my mind wander. I let my mind wander. I let it play its course. I'm like, you know what? Go ahead, man. Do whatever you have to do. Think of what you have to do. And I quickly allow it to consume that and then bring myself back. If you try and fight it, it will fight back because that's the natural thing that it's trying to do. It's a natural thing. It's trying to escape from whatever it is that you're attempting to do that requires focus. So it's trying to propel you, seduce you into thinking something really exciting, something cool, something that you could do after you're done with it, whatever the case may be. In which case, if you fight it, it will fight back. So you have to accept it. You have to allow it. You have to be like, you know what? Ja Simran ja, ji le apni zindagi. And that's what the thought will do. It will go and live. And then you will very quickly come back. A great hack is I just write down whatever it is that I'm thinking. It works like magic for me. Whenever my mind takes me to a completely different world, I just write down whatever is it. 2 things happen. Writing is a lot harder than thinking, yeah? So when you write, your brain is like, oh my God, this is not fun anymore. Like I thought it'll be really cool when I'll start thinking and then we'll go into this new world and Alice in Wonderland. But when you start writing, your brain's like, oh my God, that's a lot of work. Why don't we just do what we're supposed to do instead? That's number 1. Number 2, it's scientifically proven. When you write something, you remember it a lot more than when you think. So what you do is you also eliminate it. Because you're writing, whatever it is that you're writing, whether it's a to-do list, whether it's something that you thought of that you have to, whether it's something that you have to attend to later, whatever. When you write it, you will retain it a lot more. So the next time you will think lesser of it, or you wouldn't think of it at all, because in your mind, it's already checked off. And that really, really helps. So let your mind wander, and write down whatever it is that your mind's thinking of at that point of time. And instantly the purpose of that thought will be killed, will be destroyed, and you'll come back to it. Which brings me to the third and the final way of how I focus. And that is following something called the Pomodoro principle. The Pomodoro principle. The Pomodoro principle is very simple. It says we don't have as humans the capacity to give attention or focus to something for extended periods of time. We just don't have that in us. So what you do is you create blocks of attention and focus. And the Pomodoro block is called a 30-minute block, where it says you work on something for 25 minutes and then you take a 5-minute break, which is called a 5-minute Pomodoro. And in that 5 minutes, you don't do anything which is like watching your phone again or going back to your television and something. You do something which just relaxes you. It could be having a quick cup of tea or coffee. It could be maybe even getting a quick smoke break. While that is harmful, it's about just going out and taking a quick walk. It's about just going into the balcony and just breathing in some fresh air. It could be just very quickly reading something, maybe even the newspaper, just glancing through some, whatever is it. Do something that just lets your mind again wander, get off the focus treadmill, and then just relax. And at 5 minutes, you come back. And then you do another 25, and then you do about 5 minutes again. Then you do another 25, and then you do 5. In a day, if you hit anywhere between 4 to 6 Pomodoros, you are going to be incredibly effective and productive. 4 to 6, which means we're looking at no more than 3 to 4 hours of actual work. And by the way, that's the actual work, if not lesser, that we get done in a day. So it's not going to be dramatically different from what it is already, but this will be a great scientifically proven way for you to have your attention spans super focused and also get you the highest productivity. So these 3 things: 1, don't rely on motivation and just eliminate all distraction from yourself, from not yourself, but from your surroundings. 2, do not force yourself or stop yourself from your mind to wander away. Instead, let it and then bring it back. Write down whatever is it that your mind's thinking of at that point of time, because that's the purpose it wants to solve. But the minute you write it down, it becomes harder for the mind. It doesn't enjoy it as much. And then it allows you to go back to whatever is it that you were doing. And number 3, follow the Pomodoro principle. 25 minutes of work, 5 minutes of break, 25 minutes of work, 5 minutes of break. Aim for 4 to 6 Pomodoros in a day, and I can tell you, you will be a focus ninja. That's it for this edition of wari-Q. Please do not forget to subscribe. I'll see you next week. Bye.